Hello and welcome to the second lead I will be uploading here on my channel. This is the extension of the main one I've been doing, the Pokemon Ultra Draft League. But this is called the Mafia division, or it's a better way to just put it is experimental, right? So we got a lot of fun things like in the regular one we got 9-point Terra Captains with some exceptions, but this one's gonna be 10-point Terra Captains with a little less exceptions. So, if I remember correctly, things like Wo-Chien, Gyarados, stuff like that can Terra, and, the issues. There's also some more high-powered mons that are usually banned in a lot of draft leagues, such as like Skyman, Landorus Incarnate, with Sheer Force. I think Terapagos is out there. So there's all kinds of new and fun mons to use, new things you don't normally see in a lot of draft leagues, but we're gonna see them here and we're gonna have fun. Wait, so another thing is this is a showdown league like the other one, but I believe I believe if I remember correctly and if I was properly told, both coaches can play on Wi-Fi if they so desire, if both coaches agree. Now, I currently don't have a capture card, but I did order one recently. Hopefully it'll get here within whenever. A week or two, however long it takes. So maybe sometime in this league or in the future there'll be more Wi-Fi content on my channel. I think that'd be a fun change to what I've usually been showing here so far. So without further ado, I will be announcing my team. So in this league, I got pick 10, which is funny because in my first league, the Season 1, which I just put up my quarterfinal video of last week, I also had pick 10. So you can get a decent team with pick 10. Sadly, it's a lot less available, but hey, it is what it is. So with my first pick, I decided to go with one of the unbanned mons, Spectrier, the fast ghost horse. So looking at this thing, it has a surprisingly decent attack, or sorry, health points. But what's really his kicker here is its special attack and speed. Put a choice spec on this thing and get rid of any ghost resist or ghost immunities, and it's gonna run through you with Gremne and choice spec. It's just a scary mon you have to prep for. Sadly, it doesn't get, since that's not Terra eligible, there's a really big problem with ghosts, or not ghosts, the dark types. Bulky dark types are its bane. So you gotta be careful of that. Really does not get much coverage from what I was looking through its stat pool, or attack pool. So, speaking of bulky darks, there is one that I was extremely worried about, and I said, you know, I have this Spectrier here. It hates bulky dark types. It hates sucker punchers. So next time around, this guy was still here, and said, you know what? Instead of worrying about a counter, I'm just going to get rid of that counter and put it on my team. I picked up King Gambit. This monster with its can run Defiant, or like if someone wants to run Sticky Web, Defiant gets you a nice little boost. Sword Stance, Beam Overlord, I believe the ability is called. This thing is good. It's really bulky, defensively bulky, which helps my Spectrier out immensely. It's a really strong physical attacker. It's honestly just a really good mon. And if you play it right, you can easily reverse sweep a person. So it's a lot of fun. If you played any bit of ladder, you've probably seen this thing go off once or twice, so you should know what it does. It's a really amazing mon. It's probably one of the best counters to my Spectrier, so I'm glad to have it on the team and not have to deal with it. So another mon I got was the next round, third, was Rillaboom. So Rillaboom's here to give the Grassy Surgemon, which is amazing, especially for King Gambit, who is weak to ground type attack. Because if Earthquake gets used, it is half the damage on it. It also has good moves, Grassy Glide, which is priority in grassy terrain, which will be up. Gives my other mons, like Spectrier and King Gambit so far, passive recovery with grassy terrain. So I don't have to run leftovers on it if I don't want to, or I can run leftovers and get double recovery. Plus, neither of those mons, Spectrier or King Gambit, have natural like recovery abilities as far as I remember. I don't remember seeing recovery or store up or black off or anything of such. So this is a good mon just for that survivability factor. So as you see, another high health spawn, really strong attack, decent defenses, decent speed at 85, good mid-tier speed. Popular sets on this one would be like Choice Band and stuff like that. So it's gonna hit hard with Grassy Glide, Wood Hammer, Drum Beating to lower your opponent's speed. So overall it's good mon. I feel like it supported my team with grassy terrain. And another mon later that I picked up that also can also benefit from it. Sadly, I was not able to get Sneasler. I will tell you that right now. It got picked right before the comeback on this pick. I probably would have picked it up and absolutely said screw my points because as of right, I think in this draft particularly, I was like 5 rounds in, I had like 30 points left, and I had to, man, 30 points for 5 mons. That's really cutting it close. So this is a more of a top-heavy draft for one. I still think I got some really good, useful mons at the back end that are deep and can do their job of what they need to do. Next, I picked up one of those other broken mons, Landorus Incarnate. So this thing can use Sheer Force. So Life Orb, Sheer Force, Earth Powers, or any other attack such as that are going to get massive boost. It's a great ground type, a great flying type. It's it's the reason why it's never been unbanned since it got banned. It's just good. You can run attack and or special attack. Good speed and 101. So Choice Scarf would be a fun set on this one. Because once again, what's this other ability, like Sand Force or something? And so it's a good Sandstorm, Sandmon if I so decide to do that. But hey, this thing's going to be fun to use. This thing's going to be a threat. This thing's going to hopefully get a lot of kills. That's the hope, that's the dream, and we'll go from there. Next on the list, the return of a hero, but evolved. Yeah, Hisuian-Goodra. Now, if you watched season 1, you would know that I had Sliggoo Hisuian Sliggoo, who absolutely, honestly, for a 2-point mon, it was amazing. Is freaking did everything I needed to do. It's great. So this thing is just a Sliggoo on steroids. I don't get to run a Violet anymore, but I get things like now I can change them up, like Assault Vest, because that 150 special defense. Good, decent attack, good special attack, decent defense. It's just a good Steel Dragon type, which is really a staple on my drafts. Most drafts have one, if possible. So this thing, since one of the other mons that was allowed this generation was a what is it, Shaman Sky, which with its Serene Grace Air Slash, Serene Grace Seed Flare. This thing is like a natural counter to that thing. With I think it gets Earth Power, but this 150 what's it called? 150 special defense Assault Vest, max special defense. Even though Earth Power ain't going to be doing too much to it. So it gets Ice Beam. I think it gets Body Press, which would be fun. Still got its signature ability, Shelter, which raises defense. So I think most people would just run like Acid Armor since it has more PP anyways. But this thing is more defensive mon. It's definitely a pick that was a direct counter to Shaman Sky here. But I think I'm gonna have a lot of fun with it. You know how I like running these bulky defensive mons as offensive threats, so once again, a lot of fun. So here, now, that I was saying earlier, that I mentioned, it's round 5. I have like 30 points left, and I got 5 mons to pick up, so starting to have to budget and, you know, pick up some value. Which, the next pick, Skeptile, is a Terra Captain, one of my value picks I'm talking about. So this thing is fast. It's the same speed as Sneasler. It doesn't have the same offensive prowess as a Sneasler, but it's still there. So this thing has the ability Unburden, which Unburden, Grassy Seed, Rillaboom is just a classic combo. It's one of the cheaper Unburden mons because it's only 9 points. So, otherwise I would have to go on with something like Halucha, which, while fun and good, is 13 points. And I think at that point, I think, man, I need to start conserving points. So you might notice that in my next 2 picks. I'll talk about it a couple times. So this thing's a Terra Captain. Since one Terra has to be the same type, I was forced to pick Grass. But then I picked Fire and Fairy for, well, because I like my boosted grass types. I like Fire and Fairy. It just worked out for me that way. It has a decent move pool. Sadly, I think it has better attacks and special attack, but with I mainly got this for that speed. 120 speed with Unburdened, so this thing's gonna be extremely fast and hard to deal with if I Terra it correctly and use it correctly. So my next value pick in round 7 was a Pheasantipity. At this point in the draft, I was thinking, man, I don't have a poison nor a fairy type, so I was looking at 2 mons here. This thing and Galarian Weezing. I think that was still available. Now, Galarian Weezing has the added benefit of being having defog and neutralizing gas, so it can defog on anything at once. So, but also can run Levitate because it is a poison type. So this is another thing that Grassy Terrain will help with earthquakes and stuff. So this is my grounded poison. This is my fairy type. I have some fun sets I have ran in this on when it first came out, so I'm hoping to bring that out sometime in the league. I got 8 weeks to do it. Sadly, it has 91 special, or sorry, regular attack, physical, and 70 special when it has a lot of really good special moves. It just really doesn't make sense. I think it gets Calm Mind. I didn't look that closely, but I don't know if it gets any attack boosting items. 99 speed is a decent speed. Technician is other ability, so that's fun on things like Double Kick, I think Beat Up, things like that. So, Toxic Chain has a chance of poisoning, 30% chance of toxic poisoning, which is gonna be a lot of fun to use. First time I'm using a Pokemon like one of these, what are they, Loyal 3 are they called in the game? So, I do have Monkey Dory in my other one, so 2 interesting mons. Next, round 8, I picked up Regirock, which is another Terra Captain. So this thing is my defensive backbone, right? The pure rock type, it's slow as hell, but look at that 200 defense. 200 defense plus body press is crazy. It gets things like Curse, so it's that, if I want to be fun, I can run Terra Ghost Curse, which will get me a take my health instead of raising my attack and defense and lowering speed. My other Terra type is water, because, you know, bulky waters are never bad. Yeah, there's absolutely no special attack, so I probably will never do that. Speed is bad. Slow as hell. Good, decent HP and 80. And honestly, decent attack in 100. I think this is going to be a good Terramon, because I can switch this into a defense or a physical attacker in Terra Water or Terra Ghost depending on what they click. Depending on what kind of mon it is, so like a fighting type mon. This thing could easily come in Terra Ghost, avoid an attack, and then set up and or hit very hard. It has a lot of good attacks if I remember correctly. Clear Body has Clear Body and Sturdy, which are actually two good abilities because I forgot to mention earlier, but one-hit KO moves are allowed in this league because we ball like that. So Sturdy is going to help me survive at least one. I don't have to run Focus Sash on things. If I can run a weakness policy on this, I think weakness policy Sturdy. Well, that'd be fun, wouldn't it? So and Clear Body, it won't. So things like Sticky Webs don't affect it. Intimidate, Parting Shots, things like that. Would be has a lot of utility. You can set. It's one of my stealth rockers. That's important. So yeah. That's round 8. So next round 9. At this point, I had like 10 points left, so I had to figure out how I was gonna split them up. Originally, I said, I think I'm just gonna do a 9 and a 1-pointer and pretty much just run 9 mons the whole year. But as I was looking through things, I was looking at my team and said, man, I have absolutely any kind of removal at all. Now, while that isn't technically like terribly important in this generation, it's nice to have as a backup. So, pick 9, round 9 would be the Cramorant, the little water bird Pokemon. Because this thing gets Defog. Believe it or not, this thing gets Defog. It's a mediocre stats-wise. Highest is special defense, which is fine. Flying water, which isn't bad. It covers my bit more ground weakness than I had before. So this thing, kind of a mean Pokemon, and by all means, it can be annoying as hell to play against. Volt Missile Endure, it's a fun little set I think I saw a video on before. Because under 50 is it? It brings a Pikachu out and I can paralyze you, and I believe above 50 if I click Surf or Dive, mainly Surf. I believe it's a 50 lowers defense or something like that. I don't remember exactly, but I know the Pikachu will paralyze, which is a lot of fun. Could be a interesting ring. You still have to look at it and say, man, I'm looking at this thing and it can mess me up. But the main reason I got it was, like I said, Defog. So, next, my last pick in the draft, I picked up Cryogonal. Yeah, very interesting mon. Pretty fast, really good special defense. Decent special attack. It gets Freeze Dry, it gets Rapid Spin, so it's another removal mon. It gets the ability to Levitate, so that's fun. I already used all my Terra points up for the team with Sceptile and Regirock, so this thing is not terrible, but see. I do not want to take attack, physical attacks like bullet punches. Those will hurt a lot. Honestly, I think this mon's gonna be fun to use too, just because I don't know. It's lower on the point scale. I think it's 6 points, was it? And it's like, I think it's pretty dang good. It's pretty good to use, right? I can work with it. The Ground Dragon Nightmare. So that's the team. Your St. Louis Arcalodons for the Mafia division. So overall, I do think I'm top heavy. King Gamut, Spectrier, Landorus, Rillaboom, and Sliggoo are the main threats. Oh, sorry, I said Sliggoo. Goodra. Those are the main threats in this team. Other than that, Sceptile, the strong Terra. I think I got 2 good Terra captains. I got a good remover, and then a Cramorant. Look at that thing. just sitting there. I think I got a good poison type in Pheasantipity. I think it's gonna be a fun season. Should be a lot of fun. A lot of drama, a lot of things you don't usually see in drafts, which I think will be a lot of fun. Could get some Wi-Fi games out of me if I ever get that my capture card and I ever figure out how to work it. So that should be something to look forward to. There should definitely be Wi-Fi games at some point. Maybe I'll do like VGC or something. I have never played VGC. I don't play it often to know what I'm doing, so it should be maybe a Rise to Master and VGC a good series I can run. I don't know. Well, that's the team. I think it's gonna be fun. A lot of threats, a lot of preparations. Threw the points away all at once. Said, I'll figure something out later in the draft. And I did. And overall, I'm pretty happy with the team. This is the team I drafted. There was no changes in Grace, so yeah. We'll see what happens. Then see you in week 1, which should be starting up here shortly. Yep. Have a good day.